what our needs are more than ever. So I'm so excited to chat with you today. So Jeanette, let's talk about how you got into design. Before we go there, because we're going to talk about some tips on how color in general can bring peace into your home and things that you can do. But I want to know, because I'm a curious person, is how did you get started in design? Was this like something you always wanted to do, or was it like something that you just kind of, happened upon? Tell us more about that.
I grew up moving furniture and painting and doing all kinds of work in the house. My mom knew she was going out of that house feet first, and she thought since most people move every 7 years, it was normal to change the house every 7 weeks.
Wow.
That was my normal, and we were constantly fixing things up.
Yeah.
My first degree is in literature because I love character study. I love how things tick. And I went into publishing after that, and there were 8 babies born in my department, and I didn't have any.
Wow.
I was kind of done.
Yeah.
I took a class in interior design at the local college, and I fell head over heels. And when I started learning about color, there are a couple things that really egged me on. There's something called the psychology of color, and that really impressed me. And during that time, I had asthma, and I saw a healer who was able to cure the asthma. And part of that was because my father had died when I was a year old, and I never got to grieve for him. I went to the closet because I started sobbing, not crying, sobbing.
Wow.
I purposely grabbed a green towel. And green helps you deal with emotional change.
Wow.
So this hit me home really hard, how much color truly affects us. And then I discovered the personality of color. And that takes on such a much deeper level of color because it's what are the right colors for you. So you and I have very different color palettes. And the colors that are going to make you look good and feel good are not me. Look at me. If I put myself in a white room, let me see real quick. Look at me. I just there's nothing. I mean, there's no energy here, right?
Wow, that is so interesting, and how different it is between you and I. I have a pretty light background.
Exactly.
And for me, because of what I'm gathering is my coloring actually pops in this space, right? But for you, it completely washes you out.
Totally.
Wow.
And you actually thrive on the white. But for me, it totally drains me. So I'm much happier here.
Yeah, absolutely. That is, that's amazing. And I think we don't ever really consider that. I know I learned from another color expert, but she focuses on clothing. And what she said, which I found so interesting, was that not everybody can truly wear black. There are certain people who can wear black. And we think, we've kind of been raised with the idea of you wear black and it makes you look slimmer, or it complements you in a way. But in fact, there's only a few of us who are actually able to wear that color. So I mean, I can only imagine with black is one color, but how many other colors do we have out there, and how they are affecting us? That is just I love this. This is fun. So that is cool. So I love that you went to this green towel and didn't even know probably at the time why that was actually happening.
It was conscious at that point.
It was. Okay.
Because I grabbed the first towel and then I stopped myself and I said, no, I need green. I felt my body say I need green. It didn't fully connect until later. Just, I need green for this.
For this.
Yeah.
And intuitively you knew.
Hours. Yeah.
Wow. That is awesome. And this is the power of color.
Yes.
Wow. This is cool. So tell me, why is color important for us? Why does color even matter for us?
Because it affects everything we do. It can affect whether or not we feel warm or cold. It can affect how safe we feel. So a lot of servicemen wear blue because they're coming to your house. They're strangers and they're men, and usually it's the woman of the house.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of blue there. Hospitals, you see a lot of blue because they want you to trust. Blue also helps you to forget the passage of time. So you see a lot of hot blue in waiting rooms. Airports, a lot of airports are blue.
No way. Yeah. I never even considered that, but you're right. As I'm listening to you, I'm thinking back on people that have come to our homes to do certain things, and you're right. They predominantly wear blue. I never would have even on a conscious level even considered that, but in fact, on an unconscious level, I would assume this is affecting us.
Unconsciously, they're telling you they're safe. You perceive them as safer because they wear blue. You know, the typical blue business suit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so blue makes you think that somebody's safer.
Wow. That's interesting. Okay, so color is not only important from a standpoint of what we're wearing, but it's coming from a place of what we even see. Yes. And how we interpret things. Yes. So this is why I would assume that people use certain coloring in maybe even their branding, right? Certain websites.
People spend a lot of money creating their packaging because how they package says who they are, but it also is telling you what to do. Here's a fun one for you. The pink bakery box. You know why it's pink?
No.
Pink actually makes you crave sugar. You can't eat this one, right?
No way. Wow. So these are hidden gems that people are using to influence how we're buying or how we're feeling. Mm-hmm. Wow. So this is why I would assume for you, and you have taken color as like, you know, there are, you know, a slew of interior designers out there, but color for you comes at such a deeper level because you understand the psychology of it and how it's affecting us, right? So what would you say is something that we don't know about color in our homes? So like we've talked about how color is affecting us maybe from the external world, but how about in our homes? How is color affecting us?
It's affecting everything around us. Our walls, it's how we feel in our homes. So a lot of times with rentals, you get white, gray, or if you're lucky, you get beige right now.
Yeah.
Those colors are very bland. And there's some people like you can handle the white.
Yeah.
For me to be in an all white space, it drains me.
Wow.
More powerful than the psychology of color is the personality of color. Okay. Because as I've shown you, what is going to make you thrive in a space versus what's going to make me thrive in a space. So a lot of people are working from home right now. So maybe you're on the phone all the time. There are colors that will actually make it easier for you to be more outgoing and have you be more more full of energy, more communicative. There are colors that can help you communicate better. Wow. There are colors that can help you to do more. If you're doing more math stuff, do math stuff different. So for me, in my house, my living room is yellow. And yellow is a very creative color. So if I'm doing writing, I do my writing in there because that color really works with creativity. Now, when I'm doing paperwork, you know, there's the whole artist thing. I got to separate the two sides of the brain. And my office is much more grounded, and it's a shade of brown. It's a tan color, but that helps me to do the more paperwork stuff that I really don't enjoy doing as much.
Yeah. Now that's interesting because I have found, you know, I've been working from home for about, this is my 4th year working from home. And what I found is, yeah, there's certain times and certain activities that I'm doing where my home does not allow for me to be productive in that space. Which is interesting that you're saying, I hadn't considered this, is that it maybe is even the colors that are around me when I'm doing certain things. Like I often will go to a coffee shop just to leave my space to find another space that I feel probably more energized, to be honest, around the things that I'm doing.
Next time you go, what colors are in the coffee shop?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think to myself right now. Wow, what colors are around me when I'm doing that? I'm gonna pay much more attention to that now. So how do we know? Because this is color is, I'm finding, thank you, is so important. That how do we know what colors are right for us?
So there's the psychology of color. My book actually gets into a lot of this.
Okay.
There's a psychology of color, which if you just use that, you will be leaps and bounds above the rest of the world. Okay.
Okay. We got to go get the book, guys.
Psychology, the personality of color is a little bit more in depth because I need to feel your energy. And I need to see what colors work for you. So like I just did with the, you know, I showed you me in a white room.
Yeah.
I didn't look good in the white room, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Trained me. So
Yeah.
I need to play with that a little bit.
Yeah.
And see what colors work with you. I can help you ascertain what are those colors and that are going to help make you thrive. So it's not an easy answer, although there is a simple quiz in my book, and there's there's parts of it in my book that are easy to grasp.
Got it. So it's not just a blanket of this color will, even though you said, you know, yellow isn't a color for creativity, right? And I've also heard yellow is good for like joy, like bringing a light energy to the room. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be good for you.
Right. So let me show you something. Okay, so yellow is a creative color, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you my yellow.
Okay.
Let me show you my yellow. Okay, so here's my yellow. This yellow makes me feel really good, really good. Okay, now let me show you yours. Are you in here?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have yours in here. Okay. I thought I did. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
So these are still my colors.
Yeah.
But do you see how much brighter they are?
Yeah.
Like this gold tone, you can't see it. You need a more pure color than I have.
Okay.
Let me see if I can, well, we'll keep talking and I'll see if I can add something so I can show you what I'm talking about.
So would you say that there are okay, so this is a question that I have is, would it be, because we in our living room we have one wall that is just one particular color. Oh,
this is your room. Now do you see how different that is? This is your yellow, and this is going to make you feel more creative, but it doesn't make me feel alive. So you use the psychology of color to say, okay, yes, I need yellow, but there's a million shades of yellow. So what's the shade for you?
Wow. See, this is great. I love that you're using this, because you're right. We often think that, oh, somebody said yellow is for creativity, so I need to put yellow in my home, but it's the actual shade of yellow that makes the biggest difference. So there could be, I could have yellow in my house and it be the wrong yellow.
And it will drain you. And look, I mean, this is a beautiful room, is it not?
It's gorgeous, yeah.
Okay. And I'm okay in this room for a little while, and because now I personally need a lot of texture, so there's a lot of texture in here, so I can live in this room a little bit longer than maybe a different room.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I will get overwhelmed in this room, and I'm gonna crave something that fits me more.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
the energy level of this room,
Yeah.
me more. And
Okay.
really the key to what I do, is matching the energy level to the person. So here's another example. Okay, a lot of texture, but it's not really like, I don't feel good in this room. It's gorgeous
It's
room.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Yeah, I love that.
It's gorgeous room. This one's not so bad. This is very calming. I
Yeah.
stay here for a little while, but once again, the energy is a little bit too calm for me. So it's matching the energy to the person.
Okay.
That's the key.
So would it also be, like, correct me if I'm wrong, so it's not only matching the energy to the person, but actually the energy to the person to the space as well? Because I may not necessarily want my office to be super calming. I may want it to energize me, right?
Right.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
So,
wow. This is cool.
So what I would do in your bedroom is totally different than what I would do in your office.
Yeah.
And you spend a lot of time on your computer and doing visual. So I would want to do stuff that helps you with communication.
Ah, wow. So this is that's a whole other that's a whole other level. I love that. I love that. Okay. So since we all are in our homes and now we all want your services, so how do we add color to our home? Now, obviously I'm learning that we need to make sure it's the right color. So we definitely need to talk to you to find out what our right colors are. But how can we do that right now, being that we are safer at home?
Well, right now, Home Depot and Lowe's are still open. Paint is a wonderful way. And what else have you got to do? You can go paint a wall, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, seriously, we're all doing projects right now.
Yeah.
And so adding paint is one of the easiest ways to do it.
Yeah.
If that's really just not in your wheelhouse, or for whatever reasons you're renting or something and you can't paint.
Yeah.
You know, pictures, fabric is a really great way to add color. Really great way. And you can still buy like drapes online. Artwork, there's so many different ways that you can add art to your space.
Yeah.
So even if you have the white walls or the gray walls, get a nice big piece of art with all of your colors in it. Years ago, my first place, the house was all beige. Oh my God, everything was the same color. The carpet, everything. And I needed some color. And at the time, Waverly had this white fabric with this beautiful green ivy pattern. Okay. And I went and I got as much of that as I could afford. And I put it on one wall. I made drapery, like I just draped it across one of the walls because I needed the color.
Wow, because it makes that big of a difference. Yeah. So what would you say, okay, so adding color by maybe painting a wall, which would transform a room, right? And the energy.
Totally changes the energy.
Okay.
Totally changes.
And so the second thing you would say is maybe adding pieces like artwork or so even would like our drapes, would that even make a difference too? Okay.
For me, the number one thing you can do to change your house is paint.
Yeah.
The second one is drapes.
Yeah.
Because it's often overlooked, and it's often a place that people feel safer taking a chance. They may not feel so safe taking a chance on a wall color, but they're more likely to take a chance on doing something with a fabric pattern, or even with a strié can make a big difference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, cool. So you actually have way more tips than this, right? I'm sure. And you actually have a list of 10 things, right, that we can do to add more peace into our home, right? So what would one of those things be that you can share with us right now?
So a large part of that list is knowing which color to use and why.
Okay.
So I told you a little bit about blue and a little bit about green. Green really is very important right now, I think, for a lot of people, because it is emotional healing.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, there's fear, there's grief, a lot of things are being triggered right now.
Yeah.
I also do energy healing, the energy healing I told you about.
Yes, that's right. Mm-hmm.
And so I'm finding right now I'm doing a lot of healing with what this shelter at home is being triggered in people.
Yeah.
So green is important. What I find is that people are either blue people or green people.
Oh.
And it depends on how you handle stress.
Okay.
So there are some people who they're busy all the time. They don't like to stop. You know, that person needs green. Now there are other people who they're perfect. Let's go to the beach for the day. I need to just stop. I need to rest.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of person. Okay. And you already probably know if you're a blue person or a green person because that's
interesting. You're a what?
I'm a green person.
Ah, so this is funny. I have both blue and green in my closet. I find myself leaning more towards blue though, if I'm completely honest. I'm actually even wearing blue today, which is so funny. I didn't even consider that, but yeah, that's cool. Which what?
You're a change agent, which is why you like the green. The blue is how you're dealing with stress.
Okay.
The green is because you're a change agent.
Oh, well, isn't that cool? Guys, I'm a change agent. All right, so I did want to keep these under 30 minutes. So I want to go ahead and wrap up, but I did get a couple of questions before we went live today. And if you're catching this on the replay and you have questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments and we'll come back in and answer those for you. I know Jeanette is like, yes, let me help. You know, she's such a giving person and is so, I mean, we just met like maybe a couple of weeks ago, Jeanette, right? And the sweetest person I have ever met. And I am like she just wants to help in any way that she possibly can. And I think that's why we connected so well. So what, you know, if you have any questions, please feel free. She's an absolute expert in color. But I did get a question. So I do want to touch base before we wrap up, and tell you about a special, like, I can't even believe she's doing this gift that Jenna has asked if she could share with you guys. So we'll get to that in a second. But I had a question from somebody on Instagram actually, who asked me, I'm pulling it up right now, is what colors personify strong but feminine?
So this is also going to go into the whole personality of color.
Okay.
But I think one of the things that's come out, maybe in the last 10 years that's been really cool, I call it power pink. It's kind of that darker millennial pink. The millennial pink is kind of a softer pink, but it's a bold millennial pink.
Ooh.
And it says, I'm powerful, I'm strong, I'm here, I want to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
But there's that softness of pink of like, I'm not doing this in a masculine way. I'm doing it in the more feminine way. For you, I think that color would be more of a eggplant or dark purple.
Okay.
Yeah. That's going to be a more feminine but powerful color for you.
Okay.
So those would be like just off the cuff. Those would be your two that are your go-tos.
Okay. So then it would, again, like you were saying, it really is dependent upon the shade and the person, right? Okay. All right. So I think I got it, guys. And you definitely need to talk to Jeanette about what shade that is. But what I'm gathering from all of this is not only is color important for how we're feeling, right? And helping us maintain certain energy levels and help us in certain ways to fulfill our needs that we need in our homes right now. But it also depends on the shade. So what color and then what shade is relevant for us. So I had never heard that, and that is absolutely like blowing my mind right now. So Jeanette, thank you so much for sharing that with us today. You truly are the color whisperer. I love that. And before we wrap up now, you did have a special gift that you asked if you could give. And that is, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said that you are giving to whoever wants this a virtual makeover of one room. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
So 30 minutes, what we can do in 30 minutes.
Okay.
So but I can get your main crux. If you're starting to work from home and you don't know how to handle it, I mean, I can get your main issue in that 30 minutes.
Wow. So we're looking at a virtual like session on how to solve your current design dilemma that you're experiencing. And you know, we were chatting, this is one of the things that got us started in this conversation to even do this today, was with so many people being at home, that it's important for us to make sure that our spaces are the right colors for the work that we are doing. So that's what got us started. So if you are, you know, if you found that you're now working from home and you know you need to set up a workspace so that it's going to honor what the work that you do, right? This would be something you could do. Or if there's a living room, right, where the family is all kind of coming together and doing homework and all of that, you know, working and everything, like how to kind of really make that setup for you to be your most productive, or whatever it is, right, that you might need right now. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with everybody. And if you do want to take advantage of that, I know Jeanette's calendar is going to get filled up, so you probably want to take advantage of that ASAP. And if you put in the comments below makeover, we'll go ahead and send you the link to get on her calendar so that you can schedule that 30 minutes with her and get your room made over. Why not? You're home anyway. Why not let it serve you well and make it the best that it can possibly be for you? All right, so that is it for us today. Any last minute tip, Jeanette? I know you've shared so much with us already, but any last little takeaway that we can get from you before we conclude our talk today?
You know, your home truly is your sanctuary, especially right now. And it's so important that your home is a reflection of who you really are, because it tells your story anyway. But why not have it empower you and make you a better you?
Ah, I love that. That is self-care to the max when it comes to environment, my friend. So thank you again, Jeanette, for all of your information. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for sharing them with us. We are truly, truly grateful. I have so much gratitude right now for you and for coming on here and sharing your brilliance with us. Ladies, take advantage of this. Jeanette is an awesome interior designer and is truly the color whisperer. That indeed wraps up our time for today. These Honor Your sessions will be weekly. We'll see you next week, next Friday, 12 p.m. for our next session, where we will be talking about mental wellness and self-care. All right, my friends, have a great rest of your day. Jeanette, thank you so much. We'll see you soon.